Okay, as you can tell from the title, I hope none of you get the wrong idea, but I just want to make this video to clearly say, well, I love the show I really like the show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but the current one that we get in the States is, forgive me for saying this, it's utter crap in my opinion. I mean, first of all, if I were to say anything good about the current Millionaire we got, the host Chris Harrison's actually pretty good. He also hosted a game show back in the day on Game Show Network called Mall Masters at Mall of America. I'm not sure if any of you remember that show, but I will put a link in the description to see if any of you remember that show, because I remember watching it back in the day on the Game Show Network. It was actually a very good show. So, yeah. Anyway, that's Chris Harrison's first game show he ever hosted. Millionaire was not first. It was that. It was made by the same people who gave us Shop Till You Drop. So I say it's worth checking out. Anyway, back onto Millionaire. The host, Chris Harrison's not the worst part of the deal. First of all, look at this layout. You see anything wrong with that? They decided to go with a new format on how everything looks on the screen. It's not meant for this show. It does not fit it at all. As for the lifelines, Ask the Audience, 50-50, and Plus One, they're okay. I mean, Ask the Audience and 50-50 were on the original Millionaire, but there's no phone a friend for a reason, because people use the internet to get the answers these days. So, Plus One is the modern equivalent to Phone a Friend, which I don't have a problem with this. I think it's decent, but I can't really say much. And don't get me started on the theme song. When they added the shuffle format, the theme song, in my opinion, it went, well, that was me blowing a raspberry saying I don't like it. I would rather have the music that Australia had, known as the Millionaire Hot Seat music. Their music is better than what we got in the States, in my honest opinion. For hosts, Chris Harrison is actually my second or third favorite host. Nobody will ever top Regis Philbin. He's Mr. Millionaire, in my opinion. So, that's one thing I like to throw out. As for the money ladder, the shuffle format had the worst concept. Basically, you get a question right, you add that money to your bank. You get it wrong, you walk out with $1,000, and you choose to walk away, you only walk away with half of your winnings until you reach to the last 4 levels. I'm glad they went back to the old routine of, for the first 5, you get to a certain amount to the next 5. I just wish they'd go back to the original music. I hate the music that we get for the shuffle format. So, I'd rather have the British music or the hot seat music. And also, back onto international versions of Millionaire, the UK Millionaire with Jeremy Clarkson, let me just say, that's the way Who Wants to Be a Millionaire should have been like for the US. But Disney doesn't care these days. Also, I'll go ahead and fast forward a bit and show you what the question layout looks like. So, I'll go ahead and fast forward. See, look at how the questions are laid out. That does not look right, in my opinion. At least they kept the right colors. It glows orange for locking in, and glows green if you're correct, or revealing the correct answer. So, if that's one thing they did right, that's one thing they did right. I can't believe I'm saying this, but, well, either one or two things. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire needs to go back to the old school formula like it was back in the 90s, early 2000s, right before they added the stupid clock format. The clock format was okay, but when they started the shuffle format, that's where it started to go way downhill, in my opinion. And, yeah, so either one or two things will happen. Either, one, they need to go old school, or number two, cancel Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and bring back one of my other favorite game shows. You may be wondering, what game show am I talking about? I'll go ahead and switch over to my computer and show you the game show that needs to come back, in my opinion.
this is the game show that should have lasted longer or replaced Millionaire. It's called Greed. This was basically a competitor to Millionaire back in the day. This was Fox's answer to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. This show involved 5 players. Well, you start with 6, and then they answer a question, and then there's 5 remaining, and so on and so forth. I won't talk much about Greed. That's going to get its own video, so if you want to know more about the game show Greed, feel free to look at the link in the description to watch an episode, and so on and so forth. That's going to get its own separate video. So, anyway, back to the main subject.
Well, there you have it. In conclusion, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, back in the day, it was awesome. Up until the point when they added the shuffle format. These days, Millionaire is a laughing stock, at least in the US. For Australia, it's decent. For the UK, awesome. For the rest of the world, I could sit here all day and tell you my thoughts on them, but I have better things to do, like making other videos. So, for the people who are producing Millionaire right now, that being Disney Domestic Television, or should I formally say Buena Vista, if you want Who Wants to Be a Millionaire to be popular again, you better take notes from your older series, give us back the hot seat and the original music, or better yet, cancel Millionaire and give us back Greed, the popular show in my opinion. Greed was a better show. I'm done. That's all I have to say. Thanks for watching.